Let's get started. Let me introduce myself. I'm Preeti here. I'll be your instructor for this complete course. I have almost 16 years of experience into IT, played different roles, worked with the different technologies and tools, and in DevOps from almost 9 years. And I'm a certified professional in Kubernetes and Terraform. That's a brief about myself. Today, this session will help you get the agenda of the course, like how the sessions are going to be and why you should enroll for this course. What are the benefits you avail from the course, right? So that's what we'll be talking about in this today in this particular session. So this course will help you with the real scenarios and the project so that you can switch over to DevOps. If you are in a different technology or a different background, this course will help you make a move, switch your careers into DevOps and clear your interviews with ease and work in the projects with confidence. That is the main agenda of this course, right? So we'll talk about in detail how do you achieve this, how can you gain confidence, how do you clear your interviews, how can you work on the projects independently, right? How this course will help make a move to DevOps. All of that we'll discuss in detail. You'll get a clarity and the agenda of the course today. Right, so let's begin. And also today there is a special offer for the candidates who are joining the session today. I'll reveal the offer towards the end of the class. So stay tuned, stay connected, and let's get started. And all of you are muted to avoid any backgrounds. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand so that I can unmute you so that you can speak, or else you can also use the chat window or use thumbs up for the confirmations wherever needed. So stay tuned for the offer I would reveal towards the end of the class. And let's get started. So, like I said, today we'll be talking about the agenda of the course and we'll get a big picture of what is DevOps, roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer, DevOps delivery pipeline, tools and skill set, right? So let us understand why DevOps came in, what is DevOps, where the very basics, and then we'll get into the benefits of the course. I believe you all can see the screen. So let's get started understanding why DevOps came in. When you learn any technology, it could be any technology, understanding why you should learn it is very important. So first, let's focus on why DevOps came in, right? So by seeing this term DevOps, we can easily understand it's a combination of two teams or two terms, right? Like development and operations. So who is a development team and who is an operation team? Let's talk about it. Before that, any application you are using or any application end users use will go through many process and many teams are involved in it. Here we are talking about the main teams like development, operations, and QA, right? So developers are nothing but who write the program, right? Developers or programmers who write the code, who build the application and who work for delivering the application to the client, right? So once the application is delivered, there will be QA, quality assurance team or testing team who will test the application. They'll test the application. Again, there'll be different levels of testing, different types of testing where they'll test the application and until the application is defect free, right? Once the application is defect free, this application means it will go through this continuous process until the application is defect free. Once the application is defect free, they'll hand it over to ops team. Who is an ops team? Ops teams are nothing but who will look after the infra management, like who will take care of the servers, services running on those servers, access, logins, networks. All of this would be taken care by the ops teams, right? So in short, we can say infra management is taken care by them. So developers will write the code, they'll design the application and testers will test it until the application is bug free or defect free. Once it is bug free, once it is as per the client expectations, that will be handed over to operations team. Here I'm talking about the traditional approach without DevOps. So that will be handed over to ops team. So when the application is handed over to ops team, they'll also share the instruction document on how to install the application, isn't it? Ops teams are the ones who has to install the application and see that end users are using it. So they'll also share the instructions document. This instruction document is shared with the ops teams. Ops teams have to go through the instruction document and deploy. Deploy means run the application and see that end users uses it. So let's suppose dev team and QA team have tested it, developed it, tested it, and shared it to ops team along with the instruction document. Now ops team have to configure or run this or install this application on different servers. Like they should do it on Linux servers, Windows servers, maybe different distributions of Linux, different versions, different distributions of Linux, different versions of Windows. And they have to see they are all compatible and they have to see that application is working. Let me give a simple example. Suppose there's a Java application. This instruction document will tell you which version of Java should be installed. Let's say there were some dependencies like Tomcat. Which version of Tomcat should be installed? All of that will be documented in this instruction document. Ops teams will follow that and set up the environment. But sometimes what happens is the challenge is that instruction document may not be working properly, right? It may not be working, or else it might be working on some servers like Linux servers, but not working on Windows. Ops teams have to figure it out. Also, sometimes they may not understood this document, right? These are all the challenges, and it takes some months for the application to reach the end users. Let's say application is developed in March. It may be seeing means end users may see it in the month of August. Meanwhile, ops teams are working on setting up these dependencies, the underlying configurations, and see that application is available for end users, right? Why is this taking so much time? Why so many months to deploy? It's because of these challenges. These are all the challenges. The instruction document may not be working sometimes. Sometimes it may not be understood by ops teams. Why it may not be understood by ops teams? Here, dev team and QA team, I'm putting them together and calling them as dev team, okay? So their competencies, their skill set, their core competencies are different. Their skill set is different from ops teams, right? So even though they work for the same application, there are different teams who work for the same application. Their core competencies, their skill set are different, right? The way the dev team analyzes or interprets the instructions may be different from how they interpret, how ops teams interpret, right? So the instruction document may not be clear for ops teams. It may not be working for all the servers. There'll be compatibility issues. All of these are challenges. Of course, if they overcome all these challenges and run this, they should also work on what if something is broken, right? Ops team's responsibility is to see that application is highly available and running, right? What if something is broken or something is corrupted? How to fix it? All of these are the challenges which ops teams face. This is because of the difference in skill set and the core competencies are different. So how to eliminate this? How to overcome this, and how can we have the deployments faster? The first challenge is deployments should be faster. How can we accelerate the deployments? Right? That's where DevOps came in to overcome this problem. DevOps came in to eliminate this slowness in the deployments and accelerate the velocity of deployments. But how is that possible? Yes, that is possible by use of automation, right? Automation and the tools which are available, which are possible, where automation is possible 24/7. Means there's a lot of change. Earlier, in the traditional approach, development team used to share the application and the instruction document, right? They used to share the artifact directly. Let's suppose if you take Java, they used to share that var file or a jar file directly to ops teams. But now, the way they hand over the application completely changed. Then how are they handing over? They were handing over it in the form of a Docker image, Docker container. Means they were not just sharing the Java jar file or var file. They were sharing it in the form of image, where the application will be coming along with which version of Java it needs, which version of Tomcat it needs. So that they were containerizing the application and sharing the application as a Docker image. So they'll hand over this image to ops teams. Of course, it's a DevOps team. They will run this image across the environment seamlessly. Means they need not work on the underlying Java versions, Tomcat versions, and so on. They just developers will just share the image. Ops teams, DevOps teams will just run the image, be it on test or prod, the application runs seamlessly because application is binded with its dependencies. This concept is called containerization, which I will cover in this course. There is a detailed chapter allocated for this containerization. We have almost 10 classes on this containerization where we'll talk about this in depth till the advanced concepts are covered. But just understand the way they hand over the application totally changed, which revolutionized and brought DevOps. Is that making sense? So here I would like to also answer another very important question. Who should learn DevOps? Anyone interested in this automation process should learn DevOps. Also, let's suppose you are a developer or a tester. You still want to continue as a developer as you have interest for it. Still, you have to learn DevOps because the way you are handing over the application got changed completely. Is that making sense? Everyone agree with this? Any questions, confusions, any points you want to flag it up? Okay, I see a hand raise from Divanshu. Let me allow him to talk. Yes, Divanshu, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, good morning. I don't have an experience of development or testing. I come from operations team and team leading and project management. However, I am interested in DevOps. So, is it feasible for me to learn DevOps?
Yes, it is. See here, this part is taken care by developers. Development team is still there. It doesn't mean the DevOps team is writing the code. Development team is still there. QA team is still there. Developers will write the code. QA team will test it. Once this is done, the application is containerized, right? So that is done by developers. It's containerized and share it with DevOps team. Now this is called DevOps team who will receive that container image and run the container image. Unlike earlier, they used to prepare the servers, installing Java, Tomcat, Ops teams or DevOps team doesn't do that because application image comes along with the dependencies. Right?
Wondering, containerization means like GitHub, Jenkins, Kubernetes. These are all cultural.
No, those are not containerized tools. Docker is the containerization tool.
Okay.
Docker and running it for high availability, that's where Kubernetes comes in. Containerization is a very big concept. Like I told you, right? I have this topic containerization alone for 10 days in the course. Here I'm just trying to help you understand the difference, how DevOps is making the deployments faster. Earlier, they used to go to server 1, install Java 11, Tomcat 9, server 2, again Java 11, Tomcat 9. Suppose if Java upgraded by mistake to Java 17, application wouldn't work. These are all the challenges it has got, right? But now application, imagine containerization means it's just coming like a package. That package itself will have that var file and the Java, Tomcat, whatever the application needs. So ops teams need not work on those underlying struggle on setting up those underlying dependencies. Right?
So
So
yeah,
you are
so
an ops guy,
imagine
you are
I
an
am a
ops.
developer.
Just a second, please. You are an ops guy. Now you want to become a DevOps person. If you know how to run this container, if you understand this Docker, and if you know once image is given to you, how to run it on multiple servers, if you know this, yes, that's where DevOps is coming in. Yes, please go on.
Yeah, so like this developers have done their part. They have created an application. Now I am a DevOps engineer. Everything will come into my Docker.
Developers are giving you the Docker container.
Docker
They
container.
were containerizing it and they were giving you the Docker container and you will run that container on the different servers. They could be prod or a test, whatever.
What
You
is
will not set up the,
containerization? What is containerization?
this is nothing but containerization. Packing your application along with the dependencies is called containerization.
Okay.
Earlier, they used to just give the var file. So you have to go and install it on different servers. But before that, you have to install right version of Java, right version of Tomcat, and then you have to run the var file. but now they were giving that WAR file along with the dependencies. So you just run the Docker container, means your application will be running there along with Java Tomcat.
And what is the capacity of containerization? How many applications it can hold?
See, capacities and all depends. That's a separate topic. Okay, here understand how deployments will become faster.
So
There is
once the application has been coded, tested, then it comes to DevOps to deploy. Everything we have a green flag from the testers, then it comes to the Docker, and then it goes inside the containerization.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Here the point is deployments will become faster. Means earlier there were slower deployments. To make the deployments faster, DevOps came in. I'm talking about why DevOps came in. To make faster deployments. That's what companies need, right? They want to release the features to end users very faster, not like after 3 months or so many months. Do you know many gigantic companies implements it? And have you ever wondered how you are seeing a new feature released overnight? That's because of the DevOps. Already the major gigantic companies like Amazon, Netflix, Facebook, all of those implements DevOps. This is a methodology. DevOps is a methodology or a process of automation. There were many other tools involved. I just have given you a simple example where you can understand how containerization is helping. Right? There were many other tools which help in automating the entire process 24/7. Right? So DevOps is a methodology. Almost all the companies are implementing it now, even the startups and all. In couple of years, every company will move to this DevOps methodology. So learning such a methodology is very important. So investing your time and effort at this point is very important. Okay, that's one of the reasons for faster deployments. What else? What are the other reasons? The another reason is, yes, like I told you, developers and testing people like QA, I have included them like a development team. So they develop the application, they hand over the application to ops teams, right? Also, another thing is, in the traditional approach without DevOps, like a development team, like let's say they write the code, right? And they want to test it, or like let's say QA team want to test this application. They may need some infra, right? They may need some new operating system or new servers, right? Or else new services and all. If they need any change, they would request the ops teams. Ops teams should serve their request. And before ops teams serve the request, they would do a lot of checks. If this change is brought, is any server going to be affected? Any service is going to be down? So they should check all of these things before they serve the request of development team or ops team. Definitely, this is going to take some time, and development team is still waiting for the changes they need. So developers or testers think that ops team is taking too much time to serve the request. And at the same time, ops teams think that they're always requesting something which they are not sure of, because the goal of ops team is to have stable infra. Whereas the goal of dev and QA team is agility in the infra, because they have to try different services. They have to test the application with different services. They may need different operating system, different services, and so on. Right? Again, like their targets or their goals are different, and each don't have an understanding, and there arises some gap between these teams, like a dev team and ops team, right? That's because again their skill set is different. There's a gap between the teams. They don't understand each other, so there is a gap between the teams. How to overcome this gap? Isn't it? If they overcome this gap, if they collaborate well, the productivity could be improved. So how to overcome this gap? That's another reason why DevOps came in, to eliminate the gap between the teams, so that these teams could be brought together and work as a single team, understanding each other. Again, they work as a single team. It doesn't mean that developers or DevOps team will go and write the code. No. Again, there is a development team is still there. QA team is still there. Working as a single team means with a proper collaboration, proper understanding, constant communication. As a DevOps engineer, communicating with your partner teams like a development team, testing team is very important, and this is what we do in and day out. Why? I'll talk about it in couple of minutes. So why DevOps came in? To have faster deployments, to eliminate the gap between them, and the other thing is to overcome the drawbacks posed by the traditional software methodologies. What is the traditional software methodology? Yes. What is the traditional software methodology we should talk about?
Like
If you are
earlier, it was
complete,
time consuming. They were just sending that file, this Java file to a developer and then to the DevOps guy, and then he used to deploy it.
yeah.
Now we have
Here when I
Dockerization. Now we have containers. It helps us to reduce time and it makes the performance more faster.
Yeah. So when I talk about software development lifecycle SDLC, it's nothing but sequence of activities involved in development. If anyone new here, you need not worry about this. I'm just giving a brief about it. Requirement analysis, requirement gathering, requirement analysis, design,
It's plan, design, coding,
testing,
deployment, testing,
delivery, and
integration, and maintenance. Yeah.
right. So these are the different phases or activities involved in development, and they go one by one after the other in this direction. And there is no reversing back or going back. This is not allowed. And hence, this is called as waterfall methodology. Like it goes from top to bottom. You might have heard about this. I'm talking about typical waterfall methodology, which served the industry for decades, but it has challenges posed for both the development team and operations team,
Yes,
right? What
it's a
are
linear sequential method which involves more documentation and it is not feasible. We cannot make changes while in the waterfall. So agile is the best way methodology to work on SDLC.
let me just give a brief about this. This method is actually not flexible. Let's suppose you are in coding phase. Let's say then client came with new requirements. It's not possible to accommodate them because if it is in coding, they can't go back to design and analysis. So not flexible. Clients doesn't need this anymore because like it's a customer facing world, business changes rapidly. Let's say requirements are given to you in 2025. They will be freezed. No modifications or no changes will be allowed, right? And then the complete software will be delivered all at once after 2 years, maybe, right? Complete software will be delivered without any modifications and requirements in this 2 years. Let's say 2027, we are going to deliver it. Client doesn't need it. Like I told you, it's a customer facing world. Requirements changes rapidly, continuously. If you are not able to accommodate new requirements, new modifications, it doesn't work in reality, right? Also, bug fixing is a very slow. Let's say coding is completed in the March. Bug fixing may begin in after 3 months. Meanwhile, developers have to work on the new code and bugs keep on coming on the new code. They have pressure to work on the new code as well as to fix the bugs in the old code. So this model has posed lot many challenges for development team. Same is the case with ops team. It's a slow model, right? Maintaining servers for longer duration is again a challenge. Poor monitoring, no automation. They were monitoring the infrastructure manually, which is a challenge again. Also, poor configuration management. Configuration management is again a separate chapter in this course where we'll cover it with Ansible, right? So here just understand they don't have a control on the infra because they are not using any tools. So these are the certain challenges with this waterfall methodology. To overcome this, Agile came, right? That's another software development methodology. It was successful to overcome the challenges of dev team, but challenges of ops team are still there. These challenges are still there. So that's where again DevOps came in, which can overcome challenges of both waterfall methodology and agile methodology, which can overcome challenges for both dev team and ops team. That's where DevOps came in. Before I talk about DevOps in detail, let me just give a small recap on what is agile, or else a brief on what is agile. How agile can overcome challenge of dev team? In agile, there'll be, let's say on week one, code will be developed in bits and parts. Let's say a chunk of code A is developed, right, on week one. Let's say this is developed. Immediately, it's going for testing. This chunk of code will be going for testing immediately. And developers are not sitting idle. They're developing another chunk of code. Again on week three, definitely means on some week, definitely this A and B will be combined and tested. Then only it makes a complete product, right? So if you notice, every week, both development and testing are happening iteratively or continuously, right? Because of this, there'll be continuous, means frequent releases, right? Code is always stable. Sorry, frequent releases every week or every alternative week, there might be a release. It's unlike in SDLC, I mean, in waterfall, its complete software is delivered after 2 years. It's not the case. Every week or every alternative week, there might be a release. Code is always stable. Our bug fixing became faster because if you see every week, immediately it's going for testing. So bug fixing became economical. So these are all the things which made Agile overcome challenges of waterfall methodology. And this process of development, testing, going parallelly, iteratively, or continuously is called continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. Again, we have a dedicated, a separate chapter for this, right? We will talk about this in detail, like what is continuous development, continuous testing and all. So just understand, yes, development, testing are happening parallelly, iteratively. But then deployment is manual and then monitoring. That is what is Agile, right? In DevOps, you have continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous monitoring, which is DevOps. The term continuous is very important. So that's where DevOps came. Hope it's clear now why DevOps came in. Here are the reasons: faster deployments so that the features can be reaching end users in minutes, within minutes, and eliminate the gap between the teams, overcome the traditional software methodologies. These are the reasons why DevOps came in. Any questions from anyone? Now that we understand,
When CI/CD comes in,
that is what is CI/CD.
and
Just
where
give
is
me
it hosted?
just a second. So to overcome the challenges posed by software method, that's why DevOps came in. So what is DevOps? DevOps is nothing but continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous monitoring. Continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. This is what is DevOps. To understand this, let me differentiate it with respect to waterfall methodology. In waterfall, you have development. After development, testing begins. After testing, you have a deployment and then monitoring, right? This is what it happens in the waterfall. And then in Agile, development, testing are happening continuously, parallelly, iteratively. So it's a continuous development, continuous testing, and continuous integration. But then deployment was manual, like at once after complete integration and then monitoring. These are manual and begins after integration. But then in DevOps, you have continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and then continuous monitoring. What is meant by continuous deployment? Whenever new feature is developed, it will reach the end users directly, means it will hit the production servers automatically. This is nothing but your CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline, wherein code is integrated and deployed automatically and continuously. Let's suppose this is a desk of a developer. Developer is ready with their code. They made some code changes, right? How do you automate? How do you take this code to production table automatically without manual intervention? This is what is DevOps, right? So whoever involved in this process of automation is nothing but a DevOps engineer. And this is what is CI/CD pipeline, right? So let's say code is developed, right? Everything is automated. It would be built, test cases would be executed automatically in this pipeline, and it would be deployed. Of course, first it would be deployed on lower environments like staging environment, pre-prod, UAT, prod, and so on. And then it hit the production servers automatically. This is nothing but the CI/CD pipeline. Initially, to build this pipeline, many people are involved. Once it is built, right? Just one or two persons are enough to monitor this pipeline. Of course, there'll be keep on enhancements happening on these pipelines. Broken pipelines should be fixed. A lot of work. Not only this, apart from this, DevOps people also have the work of setting up the clusters, Kubernetes cluster setup, and infra management with Terraform. These are all, there are many other activities for DevOps team apart from the CI/CD pipeline. Here I'm talking about the CI/CD pipeline to differentiate it with other methodologies like waterfall, agile, and DevOps. So what is DevOps? It's a methodology. It's a process, right? It's a continuous process of improvement. You cannot tell that, okay, DevOps is implemented in this project, it's completed. No, it's a continuous process of implementation, right? We have to optimize the pipeline, see that the pipelines are built with within the like with a very less time. The code is reaching the end users very quickly. The process automated. So how much time the pipeline is taking? Let's say now the pipeline is taking 10 minutes. How can we optimize to see that it is done in 5 minutes? All of these were the things which a DevOps person should focus on. So whoever want to work in this process of automation will be a DevOps engineer. If you notice, development team is still there. They'll write the code. Similarly, QA team is still there. They'll write the test cases. Those test cases can be automatically executed in this pipeline. So you don't need any background of coding or anything for this. Whoever learns this process of automation is a DevOps engineer. Kubernetes cluster, Suresh, this is a different concept. I just highlighted that DevOps team will have a lot of work apart from the CI/CD, like working on Kubernetes clusters, infra management with Terraform and all. What is Kubernetes and all? Again, we have those topics in our course covered. Any more questions from anyone? Here I have
Yeah,
answered.
Pratibha, what is
Here,
going inside this CI/CD? What is there inside CI/CD? This pipeline?
the automation process is there in the CI/CD. Automation process which takes the code to production table is there in the CI/CD, where we will learn what to do, how to do all of that. We will learn like how it
But
is automated and all
and
will
to
be.
learn DevOps, do we need shell scripting or Python?
None of them are required for DevOps. Those are not mandatory or those are not a part of a DevOps curriculum at all.
Okay.
This process of automation, whoever can work on this automation process is a DevOps engineer. Like there is a confusion. Should we learn development? No. Development team is still there. Why should DevOps engineer learn development? Development team is still there. QA team is still there. Earlier, they used to share the application to ops team. They will work on the underlying dependencies. They will set up the application manually, which is time consuming. But now the way they hand over the application changed. So this process of automation, this is CI/CD pipeline. This process of automation is nothing but DevOps. It's a methodology. It's a process. And whoever want to work in this automation process, a DevOps engineer, you might be coming from development background, database background, or like whatever it is, or you are coming from a completely different background, also can fit into this if you know this process of automation. So how do you automate it? Isn't it? What are the tools involved here? How do we do this automation? That's where comes how to implement DevOps, which we'll be learning when a batch begins. This is what we will learn, how to do it. It's a complete hands-on. DevOps is a complete hands-on. So we will get started how to implement it from our day one of our course, like from a regular batch begins on 6th. So that's where we get into this how. How
So
to,
is it like we will be using hybrid cloud or just we will be learning on Azure or AWS?
I'll come to those questions, Divanshu. Let's put this question on hold for some time. I'll come to that part. So everyone clear with this? Why DevOps? What is DevOps and how to, of course, how we will not be covered here. I just covered why DevOps, what is DevOps, how to implement DevOps, where do we implement, what is our lab setup, where is the documentation, do I provide the documentation, where are the hands-on projects, all of that. I'll come to that part in a couple of minutes. Are we clear with this? Appreciate your quick confirmations. A quick thumbs up will help me. Good with this part. Also, if you want me to differentiate, thank you for confirming. I'm expecting response from everyone. Can I get a quick confirmation from all of you? Meanwhile, I'll just differentiate this waterfall methodology with respect to teams. Dev team is there, right? QA team is there, ops team is there. These three teams are working in isolation, working in silos. Means each team doesn't understand the challenges of others. They don't communicate regularly, right? There is a blame game. So they are working in separate, in isolation. Then came Agile. Because of this continuous development, continuous testing, these two teams were brought together, right? Because they're working continuously. And I'm calling them as dev team. Means they were brought together, means they understand each other, they know the process of each other, challenges of each other, right? So I'm just referring them as dev team. But still ops team is left in isolation in Agile, right? Then came DevOps, which even brought these two teams together, and hence it's called DevOps team, right? Brought together means now because they were communicating continuously, because of this automation process. Let's say developers write a code just now. In next minute or in some couple of 5 minutes or so, it would be getting into the automation pipeline, CI/CD pipeline. If something is broken, if something is wrong, these teams have to communicate. So that's how they were brought together. That's the reason they are brought together. It doesn't mean that like DevOps team will go and write the code, they will do testing. No. Hope you got a clarity, because this is a lot of questions which we received from lot many people, right? Hope this is clear for everyone. So that's how you can differentiate these methodologies. Like I said, DevOps is a methodology, irrespective of the language in which the application is developed, irrespective of the platform, DevOps can be implemented. It's not a specific to Java or PHP or Python. It could be any application. Developers will develop it. It is irrespective for us whether it is a Java application or Python application. Our process of automation, CI/CD, still remains same. The process of automation to take it to production remains same. And also irrespective of technology, platform. It can be implemented on on-prem servers, it can be implemented on any cloud, or it can be implemented on a combination. So it's irrespective of the technology on a platform, it's a methodology which can help us take the code to the production servers automatically. Apart from this, infra management, right? Like you have a how to maintain high availability of this application. That's where Kubernetes comes. Configuration management tool Ansible comes in. All of that we'll discuss in detail in this how to implement DevOps part. How do you get started? How do you automate this? How do you create the CI/CD pipeline? All of that or the discussion in the due course. So can I get a quick confirmation from all of you? A thumbs up will help me. Good to go? So this is just the high level or the big picture of what is DevOps. And whatever I have explained here is documented in this presentation. This presentation will also be shared across with you so that you can go through it. This is what I'm talking about today, the waterfall, drawbacks of waterfall, Agile, and why DevOps came in. This is all we have discussed just now. And the differentiation between the three methodologies. And then roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer means you should be able to work on any part of that CI/CD pipeline. Apart from this, infra management is there where Terraform is used, configuration management with Ansible, maintaining high availability of your applications, for example, Kubernetes, containerizing with the Docker, all those tools comes in, right? So exact roles and responsibilities are nothing but the scenarios we cover in the course. In this course, the scenarios or the projects are designed in a such a way with my personal experience so that you will see, you can relate with the projects you're working. Let's suppose you're already into DevOps, you can relate those scenarios very easily. That's how the course is designed. This course is particularly designed by me with all my experience into DevOps and how you will face the real scenarios and challenges, right? So
And ma'am,
what
where are you working and what is your experience in DevOps?
Divanshu, you can visit my LinkedIn profile. Okay, just stay connected and stay to the topic, please, so that we will be in the track. And our LinkedIn profile is shared. If not, I will again share my LinkedIn profile in a couple of minutes in the Zoom chat. So these are all the roles and responsibilities. And here I would like to tell you a very important thing. Let me share you a simple example. So how do you understand what are the roles you are going to face? Because DevOps is too vast, right? When you go through a job description, how do you understand what is your role? Isn't it? So first go through the job description. There could be there are different projects and there are different companies and how they implement DevOps. Let me give you a simple example. There could be something called DevOps support. In such projects, right, development team will create the pipelines. They will create their CI/CD pipelines. But if something is broken, if they need some help, if something is going wrong, yes, they will reach out to support team. That is DevOps support. So you have to fix the broken pipelines. You have to help them see that the pipelines are executed without any errors. That is one kind of DevOps role. Another kind of role, sorry, DevOps support. Just let me correct it. DevOps support. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is there'll be something like DevOps development. DevOps development doesn't mean that you're going to write the code. Here, DevOps development means developers will just develop their code. You have to create, DevOps engineers will create the CI/CD pipeline from the scratch, right? So there are different roles. You could be in the support, you could be in the DevOps, actual DevOps from the scratch, like you will be working on creating the pipelines, creating the infra from the scratch. Sometimes development team will create it, you have to support them. So you have to first read the job description and understand what they were looking at, which tools they were focusing on, right? You have to talk about this in detail with the interviewer to understand what exactly they were looking for. Because like I told you, DevOps is too vast. Sometimes there is no clarity on the roles and responsibilities. So you should get the clarity by asking the questions from the interviewer. How and all in detail, if you need further help, we can help you. We can guide you, understand the job descriptions and market yourself or prepare your resumes accordingly. That's again a separate subject, but I'm just giving you few examples. And also there are some companies, particularly the startup companies, where there'll not be a separate team, so not a separate team in the sense, there'll be a DevOps team who work for multiple projects. Means developers may not have the skill set to create their CI/CD pipelines, containerize their applications. DevOps team have to pitch in, help them containerize their applications, create the CI/CD pipelines from the scratch. If you are into such projects, definitely there is a scope of learning. I have worked on such projects as well in a startups where from the scratch I have worked on everything. In a startup, you will get scope to work on all the areas, all the tools from the scratch. You will know, you will see end to end, right? That's one thing. Another thing is in a very big MNCs and a huge companies, there'll be separate teams for every aspect. Like a Terraform management would be done by separate DevOps team. Kubernetes clusters would be managed by separate DevOps team. Pipelines would be managed by separate DevOps teams. Of course, they again interact, right? So I have worked on such projects as well. So there would be different variety of projects and different ways the teams are set up. When you are making a move or when you are switching your job, you should understand the job description. If the description is not clear, you have to talk to HR, get the clear job description, or in the interview, when you sit for the interview, you can question and understand your role exactly, right? So that you know what you are going to do, what is your focus. Hope I'm clear with this. And yes, thanks, Raj, for sharing the LinkedIn profile. Here is my LinkedIn profile. Can you please share it with everyone? Give me a second. Here is my LinkedIn profile. Whoever interested can have a visit. All right. So these are the roles and responsibilities. You will get much more clarity and we'll zoom into different roles and different tasks. We'll go through them, right? So, and these are all the tools I'm going to cover. This is just a brief list of course, like version control tools, I'm covering it. Build automation tools, Maven. Continuous integration tool, Jenkins. Containerization tools, Docker. Infrastructure as a code, like configuration management and infrastructure provisioning tool is Ansible and Terraform. Container orchestrator tools, Kubernetes, Docker Swarm. And continuous monitoring tools, Prometheus. And visualization tool, Grafana, and as a cloud computing example on AWS is covered. So here, this is just a brief list. There are many more which I did not list here, like Argo CD is there, GitOps tool, and JFrog is there from Artifactory side, and many more. And EKS service under Kubernetes, the real tool which is helpful. All of that are covered. This is just a brief list of brief list of tools. And if you look into these version control systems, we are mastering one tool under the category. There were so many tools under this category, under every category, let's say, like, like you have SVN, TFS, Perforce, and so many. You don't need to learn all of that. If you master one tool under each category, they follow the similar analogy, similar concepts. So switching across is very easy. Here I'm covering the very widely used, which has a great market share, so that you will see many projects using it, right? So that's how the tools were chosen. And this is just a brief list. And like I told you, DevOps can be implemented on cloud or else on-prem also. If you know implementing DevOps on one platform, it's the same like how it works on any platform, right? But here as an example, I'm also covering it on AWS. So you will also get exposure to cloud. Any questions in this part from anyone?
Oh. So what you are quoting is like we can learn DevOps in 2 months, right?
Yes, with a proper planning and the proper structure design, yes, that's possible. Because see, you have to learn and you have to make a move when the market is hot and the tools are emerging. Like let's say you are using AWS. And also I see this a frequent question from people. Should I learn Azure also? Should I learn GCP, or should I learn all those clouds? See, companies are looking for people who know any one of the clouds. They are expecting that if you know one cloud, you are flexible enough to switch and learn and work on other clouds. That's what interviewers are expecting. That's what we see. When I sit in the interview panel, that's what we see it. Because new clouds are coming. There were many clouds emerging, many tools emerging. It's not possible or required to learn all the clouds or all the tools. If you know a tool in the particular category, it's expected that you can switch and work on any cloud because that's how the market is, right? So coming to your question, when you are
So,
learning these
so,
tools
so I
and
have a like 14 years of experience. So can I learn DevOps?
yes, of course, you can learn. That's what is here. It's for beginners and experienced people. You could be a beginner or experienced people. This course is designed in such a way that what is the market need? Keeping the market need in mind, this course is designed, and it is planned with the scenarios that help in your real project so that you can complete your learning in within 2 months. You could be a beginner or experienced people or coming from different background. This course suits everyone, anyone. That's how it's designed. So that everyone can benefit out of it. Assuming you are a
And
beginner, we'll go from the basics till advanced concepts. It is designed in such a way with the real scenarios. What is the need in the market? Not that you have, if you see Kubernetes documentation or if you see, let's say Ansible, the documentation is so huge. The content is vast. But what is the market need? What are the things the market is using, or what are the companies projects are using? That's the focus of this course. That's how it can be done in 2 months. And that's how it's designed, keeping everyone in mind. From basics till advanced concepts will be covered.
do you help in the placements also, job assistance?
I'm a working professional. I don't help in the placements, but will guide you, help you how you can market yourself by helping you with your resume preparation, by helping you with your project explanation, like how you can relate to current work and how can you relate to the switch over to DevOps. All of that will help you. We will be there with you till you make a move and fulfill your dreams.
Thank you, ma'am.
So these are the different tools. And like I said, there's a detailed content. I'll also go through it in a while. And before that, yes, this is the CI/CD pipeline I'm talking about. This building the CI/CD pipeline will take time, which we are going to do, which will get started from the 6th April. Regular classes start from 6th April at the same time. So if you see here, developers are writing the code, they place it in Git. Once they place it in Git, we have a Jenkins which will pull it, continuous builds, continuous testing means test cases are given by testers. They'll be executed automatically and deploy using Docker containers on Kubernetes cluster, infra management, infra provisioning with Terraform, and configuration management with Ansible. And then monitoring with Prometheus and visualize it with Grafana and send the feedback to the respective teams. This is the simple CI/CD pipeline. Like I told you, it will take months to build it. We will zoom into every section. Like first, we'll get started with Git. We will learn from basics till advanced concepts. Once we master it, we'll start with our pipeline. Then we'll master Jenkins. Then we'll create pipeline till this part. Then we go and learn Maven, add it to the pipeline. Then Docker, add it to the pipeline. Kubernetes, add it to the pipeline. Like that, we will learn each tool one after the other. We'll zoom into every tool. Every tool will be learned from basics till advanced. It's not that you just learn the tool and move on. Learn the tool, come back and integrate in the pipeline and create the CI/CD. This CI/CD pipeline will be created in such a way that you could apply it, you could create it on any platform, be it a cloud or be it an on-prem. Sucheta, I can unmute you. Just give me 2 minutes. I can unmute you.
Ma'am, what is the difference between dev and QA? Like say, like I'm a Scrum Master. So developer has done he has created a code. Now it goes to the review part. So there is a testing team. So what is the difference between QA and dev?
QA people are who test the application. Development team is who develop the application.
Okay. So the QA team test in the test environment, and then they say, okay, it is good to move to the production environment.
They will say it can go to the next environment, be it a staging or a prod. They will first test the application and then they'll progress. Means once the testing is done in lower environment, it will be promoted to the next environment. Again, their testing will happen. Then it will be promoted to the next environment and so on till it reaches production.
And so what is the difference between developer and the QA and tester?
Developer write the code, they develop the application.
No, testing I'm
Tester
talking.
write the test cases.
Yeah.
They automate the testing of the application. It could be automation testing or manual testing where they write the test case and test the application and see if there are any bugs or anything identified which are deviation from client expectations.
Okay. Then it's if it is good to go, the code is good to go, or the application is good to go, then the DevOps will come into the picture, and he's not worried if it is feasible in QA environment or not.
The developer is writing the code, okay, tester is writing the test cases. Once developer is writing the code, automatically pipeline triggers, it will build the code, it will execute the test cases written by testers in this pipeline. All this process automated, which is DevOps. You should have the code ready, you should have the test cases ready by testing team. Test cases will be ready by testing team. See here, I have added Selenium or UFT, whatever is the test case is written in whatever testing tool. They will be executed in the pipeline. How to execute that in the pipeline? That is again developer's task. DevOps task. Automating this process, the CI/CD pipeline, and this pipeline will be covered on multiple applications or multiple projects, right? I'm going to cover this on a Java monolithic application as well as a microservice application. Building this pipeline is happening on multiple projects in the course, like a monolithic one and a microservice one. Apart from this, many other projects will be shared for you for the hands-on, like a Python application or else Node.js application, all of that will be shared for you. Like I told you, Python application, Java application, there is no difference how DevOps is implemented. But as a practice, we are sharing that so that you can implement pipeline on multiple applications. Is that clear for all of you? For this, again, you don't need to learn Java, Python and all. Developer will write the code and give you. Once the code is available, how do you create this CI/CD pipeline on various projects? I'm covering 2 projects in the course. Additionally, many other projects will be shared with you for the hands-on with solutions so that you can also recheck the solutions and do the hands-on. Are we good? So this is the CI/CD pipeline, right? Like we'll zoom into every tool, master it, come back and add it to the pipeline. That's how we'll build it step by step, right? So now that we were talking about CI/CD pipeline, let me talk about the lab and various other things. So every day it will be hands-on, right? Complete hands-on will be there, right? So how do you do the hands-on? Isn't it like how are you going to do the hands-on? There is a learning management system, LMS, available on our website. First, to see how your lab exists and all, just create a free account on this website, preetidevops.com. Go here and create a free account here. How do you create a free account? Let me show you. So that you can get the LMS trial access as a free access now. Just go here and create a free account. 1 second, let me log out. I'm still logged in. Okay. Once you go and click on this one, you will be taken to the login page like this, right? Sign up with your Google. That is preferred. So go here, create a new account, right? Once it is there, like you could able to log in. Once you create a free account, you can log in here. Okay. Let me just
Here's the
log.
link. It's prithvi-devops.com.
Yes,
Please, please.
preeti-devops.com. I will share it in the Zoom. Okay, that's the website. Go here and create a free account so that you will get a trial LMS. Trial LMS means like free learning management system. So once you go here, my learnings, go to my learnings. Create an account and from the top menu, go to my learnings. Here you will see the program you are enrolled into. As it is a demo session, you might be seeing something like this. Okay, if you just go there, view program. Okay, this is how your LMS looks. Like after every day, the class recording will be uploaded here. Okay, we'll upload the today's class recording also here. You will see something like this. Because today it's just theory and intro, we don't have any lab here. Let's suppose once we start Git from April 6th, right? After your class recording, you will see lab exercises, quiz, interview questions, right? Go to the lab exercises. You will see the lab for the particular day. How to set up your lab, all of those with the steps will be here, right? Also, of course, recording is there. You can rewatch the recording and also here through our experience, like I'm conducting online trainings from some years. So through my experience, what I notice is people understand the things in a class, but doing hands-on becomes a challenge for them. They'll be stuck up there, they get frustrated and they are just leaving the lab. But that doesn't work. You have to do the lab. You have to do the hands-on. So for this, what we are doing, I have created these lab documents so that just by going through steps, you can complete your lab within a minute. Every day, hands-on is a mandatory. This lab documents will help you do your hands-on very easily within a couple of minutes after the class, so that there wouldn't be anything pending for you for tomorrow. You'll come to tomorrow, you'll come to the next class by complete preparation so that you will understand the next class thoroughly. This is through our experience we have created it and we have curated the content so that that will help you master the course within 2 months. That's how it's possible. Without all of that, you will be stuck up there. You'll be not able to complete your hands-on. So complete hands-on guidance is there and we'll do our lab on AWS free account. We will guide you how to create your own AWS free account. Every student will have their own AWS free accounts where you execute these commands, where you execute the lab, right? Everything will be here in detail, which will help you progress with your labs confidently, right? That is the main focus. So this will, if you do complete hands-on every day, yes, you are mastering the topic for the day. And to check your understanding, to validate your understanding, you have quiz for every day. This is the quiz for day 1, day 2, day 3, every day on that particular topic. This is to register your learnings, to validate your learnings, right? Interview questions on that particular topic also there. So you're mastering every day. So by the end of 2 months, by the end of this course, you will be able to market yourself. Again, interview questions based on the levels like beginner, intermediate, advanced, scenario based. I have a very great feedback on these interview questions. There are many people who clear the interviews just by going through this interview questions, because these are not again just a dump. These are curated, created by me. I spend a lot of hours on this, creating these interview questions from my personal experience when I sit in the panel, and also from the students who attended the interviews. That's how these interviews are created. It goes with every topic the same way, be it a git or whatever. So this is how you will see your LMS. By now, you should have access to your LMS. Every day lab exercise, quiz, interview questions. Let's suppose you want to see all the labs. Yes, you can go here. Or else you have an interview in 2 days. You want to prepare them. You have an interview questions here, all the topic wise. Let's say if I go to, let's say, Jenkins, again, the same applies. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, scenario based. All of this content will be available for you within this LMS. Everything, a single stop for all of that, right? Assignments, quiz portals, interview questions. What else do you need to get into DevOps and fulfill your dreams? So we are providing here everything. And the syllabus is available here if you hit this. But again, I would say this is just a brief one. There's a lot more I'm covering than this. It's not yet updated. We were focusing on the course notes, quiz and all, rather than posting the content here. I'll also update it with the micro schedules. You can also go through this for an idea. And then another important thing is, if you go to live classes, right, here is the LMS trial access. You can go there and create your free account and go through it. And now coming to the free offer, or else the offer for today. There is a special offer for the candidates who are attending this demo. This is the coupon code. You get the course for 12,000 if you enroll today. Actual course fee is 22,000 and the early bird offer is 15,000 if you enroll before 6. But there is a day offer only for today, which is for 12,000 rupees. That's a great offer and the best price we are offering for the candidates who are attending this demo session on your valuable Sunday. We want to give back something for you, and this is where we are. This is the coupon code you can purchase from here. Once you purchase this course, before the course begins, like this, of course, this offer is only for today. I mean, only for till the webinar ends, not the for complete day also, till the webinar ends. Webinar ends by 7:30. So till then, you have this offer. Anyone interested can click this link and make a purchase. If you want any, if you have any questions or want to discuss anything, this is the number of Mr. Raj, who is our training, who is our counselor for the trainings. He can give the best guidance and help on how to purchase. You can ping him on a WhatsApp. Once you make the purchase, you will get access to the complete LMS, everything here. And also you will get access to the self-paced recordings also. That is another additional bonus you have when you purchase this course with this code. So that's the offer for the day for the candidates who joined the webinar today. And that's a best price where you are getting access to all of this content. Any questions from anyone? And I'm unmuting you, Sucheta. Seems you have a question. Yeah, you can unmute now. You are allowed to talk. Anyone else? Any questions from your end?
Yes, hi, ma'am. So, in like this is a like you already. I mean, I think you have already covered like the most of the queries. Only thing is, ma'am, that I was a little bit skeptical about joining because just recently only I have done a course. I mean, in AWS Solution Architect from some other institute, ma'am. And the thing is that like I had already paid the fees just recently only, and they were also charging 15K or something. And they just when they were teaching, like they were not clearing our doubts, and they were just rushing the syllabus and all that. So that was bit that was disappointing, and like interview questions also, they were not covered at all, so it was a waste of money for me. Like all the students also were not happy. So the trainers, like you will only be teaching this course, right, ma'am?
Okay, Sucheta, let me answer you. I don't know, like there were so many trainings going on, so many people conducting trainings. I don't know about all of that. Here, firstly, this is
Yeah.
not an institute. I'm a working professional. Mr. Raj, my team, like just it's a 2 to 3 people who are working for this website and all. So we are all
Hmm.
working professionals. Out of our passion to teach, out of our passion to share the knowledge, we have started it. Right. So this is our motto is to help people reach their goals. That's the first point where we get the satisfaction from the course. You can also see the testimonials from this course about the feedback. There is not a single feedback where we have the negative feedback kind of. You can just go and review the testimonials. And I am the only one who will cover the course. Like how the course is today on day one, it would be the same throughout
Hmm.
you complete your training. Right? That's what I can assure you. And another important thing I miss telling you, like you are having the labs and all, right? The lab assignments. When you're going through these labs hands-on, you might be stuck up as well. Not only in the class, you
Hmm.
have the questions, you will be stuck up during these labs as well. Even though we are giving you the pinpoint documentation with steps, you might be having questions, you might be stuck up there. So to support that, we have a separate WhatsApp group, a private WhatsApp group. Other than the WhatsApp group you have now, there is a separate WhatsApp
Hmm.
group be created with a registered student where they can post their queries at any point of time. We will respond whenever we have a look at it, right? So we are also working on the dedication support to the candidates because that is very important. Anyone can teach. Whoever working in DevOps can know this concept and they can teach. But how do we support
Hmm.
and see the students reach their goal is also very important. If you see this,
Yeah.
you see a lot of hard work in preparing these things, right? Why should we
Yeah.
prepare all of these assignments, the quiz, the curated questions? The goal is the students should fulfill their dreams. Everyone should benefit from this course. That is our target. So you can stay assured with that. Okay, if you have still any questions, you can reach out to me, reach out to Mr. Raj. He's the best career counselor, career guidance he can give. He has a vast experience into IT. So he's a great help for us on preparing this back-end work. So you can also talk to him and clarify your question. See
Okay.
here, this is the support which will take you to the WhatsApp. Also, separate WhatsApp group you will be added to once you enroll for it. This course is, the focus is DevOps, complete DevOps. You will be able to clarify any problems in the DevOps or clear your interviews. That's the agenda of this.
Right. And ma'am, any placement or the interview calls, assistance, your team will be providing, ma'am?
Like I told you, Suchita, we are not an institute, we are working professionals. We will help you how to
Yeah.
prepare your resume, how to prepare your
Hmm.
projects, how to showcase yourself, how to explain, how to market yourself. Definitely, if there are
Okay.
any openings
Hmm.
in our
Hmm.
circle, we will forward to our students.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay. And ma'am, can we pay the fee? Suppose like the fee 15,000, the fee, can we pay it in installment or we have to pay it in one go?
These are the offers. Early bird offer is 15,000 rupees. Offer for today, like till 7:30, there is an offer of 12,000 rupees. There
Yeah.
will be no installments on this. If you need an
Okay.
installment, it's a 22,000 actual fees. On that, you will have an installment. But you can get
Okay.
the EMI offer when you go with your credit card. That is there. If you click this, you have a credit card option where you can go with the EMIs. That option is there. That way you can get the installment.
Okay. But if we have to pay in installment, then the fee is 22,000, right?
22,000, but when you go on, click on this buy course for 12,000, if you choose credit card, through credit card
Yeah.
EMI option, that is another way to get the installment, right? From your end, you can do that through EMI
Okay.
option.
Okay. 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 Okay, ma'am.
Okay, there is a question from Bharat Kumar. I'm working in security field. How can I use my experience with the DevOps? May I can use it as a DevSecOps or only DevOps way? Which way I can use it? Okay, Bharat, DevSecOps and DevOps are similar. DevSecOps is nothing but integrating security stages in the pipeline. Of course, we do that as well, but we still call it as DevOps. In some projects, they'll call it as DevSecOps. That's all. Right? Like when we are creating our pipeline, definitely there also, like we'll include security stages, like Docker image security, vulnerability checks will be there, right? Code scanning will be there, code coverage, code scanning will be there before it goes to the next stage. All of that are there in the pipeline. So it's nothing but DevSecOps only, but we generally call it as DevOps. So you don't need a separate course for it. This course will cover those stages as well. Yes, you are fit into DevOps as well as, like I told you, those words are used interchangeably. So you will relate your security stats, like you are working on some security checks and all. You can relate the same in DevOps also, but through automation. How do you apply? How do you do that through automation is included. So you are coming from security background, you will relate to, like you have automated the things with the DevOps pipeline. Whatever project you're working on, you will relate the same thing with the DevOps tools and strategies. That's how you can showcase your experience as DevOps. Some years of experience into DevOps you can showcase.
Ma'am, any prerequisite, like suppose do we require any like programming knowledge for this before joining this course?
No programming language is needed. Like I told you, development team is still there, right? DevOps
Hmm.
team is another team. If you do the development,
Hmm.
what do developers do? Developers team is still there, right?
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
don't need to learn any programming language. We will cover everything from the scratch. Of course, we don't need programming language. There is a misconception, misunderstanding that like Kubernetes node coding, those are not coding. Those are just configuration files which we take from the template and modify. That's not called coding. That's not coding at all. You take the templates and modify the template. It's as simple as the key valued pairs. You have a keys and set the values accordingly. That's not a coding.
Okay.
Any more questions from anyone? Yes, the offer is still there, like a 12,000, the best offer we can provide you. That's the best deal in the market as well, with a lot of content, lot of benefits you avail from the course. The course fee we are offering for today as a offer for the candidates who join this webinar is definitely unbeatable. So avail the course for this price and avail maximum benefit from the course is what we are looking from our candidates. So any more questions you have, you can reach out to me. Okay, there is a question from Trinath. I'm working as a network engineer. How does it relate to me? You are working as a network engineer, Trinath. Here we'll set up our infra, right? There even network management, network configurations comes in. We do it on cloud as a DevOps engineer, right? You don't need in particular the networking skills, but you will be working on a different area of automating the complete stages. And when you build your infrastructure on Terraform, again, networking comes in. So it's not the just solo part of DevOps, but it could be a part of DevOps. When we work in AWS infrastructure management, the networking concepts, you can relate it to there. LMS access, LMS portal will be for lifetime access, Bharat. It is for lifetime access. And there's a question from Deepak. I'm working as IT service desk and has relevant level of experience, nearly 15 years with no coding background. I'm interested to learn DevOps and enhance my skills. My question is, does the current market consider me for any DevOps role, considering my vast experience and different background? Definitely, Deepak. Like, you can avail the previous experience and relate it to DevOps. Like, of course, the exact experience, if your IT service desk means, can I know like what are the support you are providing? You said IT service desk and support. Which kind of support may I know? Anyone can learn DevOps, right? Anyone with any experience level can learn it. How to relate it to your experience and all, will help you with. Can you help me how exactly, like what kind of support you are providing? Okay, basic IT support and application support. Deepak, that suits very well, because application support, in the sense you might be helping on config, means if something is broken in the application, or else if on the servers, all of that you are doing it, right? But of course, you are doing it manually. You are providing support through manual solutions. But now the same thing will be done through automated solutions. Like let's say some application is down. How do you bring the application up, or how do you keep the application highly available? That's done through Kubernetes, and it could be deployed on cloud environments where infrastructure can be provisioned with Terraform. If something has gone wrong, let's say, okay, there is some ports not open and hence the application is not available. You might have done that by running a firewall rule commands on the server. Here you will do it through the AWS by adding a security group, right? So you will automate the same things here. Definitely you will be fit for this if as you are working in IT support and application support. Whatever you are doing there, you can relate that you have done something with those tools and relate some experience. Let's say 15 years you are in a IT support and application support. Out of it, 3 to 4 years, you can claim it in DevOps so that you have automated the things in DevOps, right? Exact scenarios we can help relate to your existing project. If you share your resume with us, we can also help you exact scenarios, how you can relate with the DevOps. And Harsh says, I'm from QA. How can I move to DevOps, or how can I relate the same? Again, the same thing, Harsh. Like you are writing the test cases now, right? Like automation test cases you are creating. Now, like I told you, there will be DevOps support and DevOps development as well, right? So DevOps development, when you create the pipeline, the test stages would also be created in the pipeline, right? Continuous testing. So you will be fit in there creating those stages, not only those stages, even though you come from testing background, you know the process, like how development code moves to testing and how it goes to next stages, right? So you will be able to work on any stage in the pipeline. On top of it, you have some experience with the testing, so you would be more helpful in creating those test stages, integration test cases involving that CI/CD part. In there, you have continuous testing as well, right? So like I said, not only that part, you could be able to work on the entire phase, like you already know the process, how your code moves from each stage, from test development to testing and so on. So yes, testers can learn this, developers can learn this. Let's suppose you don't want to become a DevOps engineer, you still want to become a tester, still you should learn it because your test cases are executed in the pipeline. If something goes wrong, it will be sent to you. So you should know how the pipeline works. So everyone should learn DevOps. Okay, there's a question from Divanshu. We will be having classes daily at 6 a.m. for next 2 months. Correct, Divanshu. Classes will be from Monday to Friday, but first class will be on starting on Sunday. So first week, Sunday to Friday. From next week onwards, Monday to Friday. Yes, for 2 months, 6 a.m. to 7:30. Srinath says, what is class timings? Any batches available for evenings as I work on morning shifts? Srinath, sorry, as I'm a working professional and I work in the morning hours like 11 to 8, I don't conduct classes in the evenings. There were so many passive learners or else learners from different time zones across the globe to our course who watch the recording on daily basis and they'll be interacting with us on the WhatsApp group. All those provisions are there to accommodate this kind of passive learners. Like whoever have purchased this course, please check your access. Bharat, please check your access, and others also whoever purchased this course with this coupon code, please check your access to the LMS. You should be getting access to the self-paced classes also. Please check all of that and let us know. If you need any help, we can guide you how to avail the access. The offer will be closed once I close the webinar. Please pace up to buy the course. This is an unbeatable offer we are providing for this day.
So once we buy it, we would be having an LMS trial access, or I mean,
The real access you will get, Divanshu. You will get the complete LMS access with the self-paced classes also. Self-paced classes so that you can go through them before the batch starts from April 6th. You will get access to everything. As few people are still purchasing and pinging us, I'm just staying online for a couple of minutes. But as soon as I close the webinar, the offer ends. So please avail it if you are serious. If you are serious about making a move to career, we are there here to help you. We want to be in your journey, part of your journey. to make a move to DevOps. So if you are serious, this is the best offer you can get. Avail the offer and avail maximum benefit from the course. Resumes, interviews, help and other things, what all you will be supporting. Yes, resume preparation will help you with Harsh. Will help you custom made resumes as per your experience, as per your projects, how to relate it to DevOps and how to keep it. We'll have personal guidance on that. Also, interview questions or their interview questions will be discussed in the class as per the scenarios. So when you are marketing yourself, we'll help you through the end, right? How to showcase yourself. And if you need any mock interviews also, will help you with that. So all of that support will be there. And that support will be there for lifetime as well. Even after completing the course, you are attending some interviews, we'll be there to help you with. It's a lifetime access for all the support you have. Well, once you are our student, it's our responsibility to help you at any point of time.
Once we have buy this product, someone would be adding us in a WhatsApp group.
Yes, WhatsApp group will be created on 6th. You will be added to the private WhatsApp group then.
And
Because that's where
whatever
you
our
get the hands.
doubt is, we can ask in our morning class, not apart from this.
Not apart from this in a sense.
I mean, apart from morning, we cannot have our doubt sessions.
Live doubt clarification will be in the session only, right? We have a session from 6 to 7:30 where a doubt clarification will be there on live. Other time when you get any question, you can post it in the WhatsApp. And if still you need a clarity, the same thing can be discussed in the next class. If you still want to discuss in the class, that would be taken in the next day.
Can you just navigate after buying it where what kind of access we'll be having, like LMS? Yeah.
LMS access, where you will see all of these interview questions, sample resumes, interview questions, all the lab assignments. Here you should go, My Learning. And once you click here, you will see the complete access and also the self-paced course, self-paced recording videos you will also see. If you have any questions of access, please reach out to Mr. Raj. He can help you with the navigation, access and all. Cloud related topics will be covered, whichever needed for DevOps Harsh. Here is the syllabus. Of course, again, a brief content, but yes, you can see here all the cloud topics, all the AWS topics. One second. AWS Cloud for DevOps. These are all the AWS services. We'll be covering EC2, VPC, IAM, S3, AWS, ECR, ECS, EKS. This is the very most important service relevant to Kubernetes. This is a paid service as well. That's not a free service. Even I'm covering it because it has a great demand. 50% of the Kubernetes clusters are EKS. So I'm also covering it. I do have personal vast experience working on EKS. So I'm covering it. Apart from this, code pipeline, code build, code deploy, all of these services will be covered. And AWS is spread throughout the course. It's not that, okay, we are beginning AWS today, complete it by next 1 week. No, it is spread throughout the course because that's a platform, right? We'll use it from the beginning till the end of the course. It's not we'll complete these topics one after the other, one by one. No, as per the scenario, we'll cover it and it is spread throughout the course. Hope that answers your question, Harsh. And anything else you have, let me know. And here are the resumes as well. Sample resumes, you can also go through. For custom made resumes, you can reach out to us. We are receiving pings with the students who are making a purchase. So I'm going to be online for a couple of minutes. But please avail the offer. I may end the webinar at any point of time. Any more questions from anyone? Okay, there is a question. One second. Harsh says, can we cover this in 1 month or short time instead of 2 months? Harsh, if you still want to cover it further faster, you can also like when you enroll for this course, you're also getting a self-paced recordings, right? Like the class recordings where you can watch them at your own pace. So that's how you can also complete it within a 1 month from your end with a self-paced learning. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. And also, apart from this, there were so many videos in our YouTube with the real interview questions. We have a very good feedback on those interview questions. There are people who just clarified their cleared their interviews by going through those interview questions. So definitely don't miss them and don't miss the offer you are having for today for the joinees. Any more questions? Anything you have? Anything you want to discuss? Any questions regarding the course? Or you can also reach out to Mr. Raj. He's on this WhatsApp number. You can ping him or call him directly. Or if you need to pay through UPI, that option is also there. Do let us know.